When you say don't try and save the world, I always think the best way to even attempt at saving the world is to make yourself a better person. And if everybody on the planet made themselves a better person, then the world would be a better place. So it's you need to be selfish in the sense you need to look after yourself first before anything else can get better.
I think that's 100% true. Yeah. I think so many people run around and they try and impose their will on other people. And you got to understand, like, you're the bad guy in that situation, right? Like, a lot of people don't, right? Like, we talk about climate activists who think they're saving the world or whomever, right? Fill in the blank. It doesn't really matter. They think that they're going to fix the world by changing you, but it just never works out that way. You really only have one thing that you can control, and I think that's why he emphasizes that point in the book. It's like, stop trying to change other people. You have to just let them be what they are. And yes, if everyone did work on themselves even just a little bit, imagine, and like that blue collar mystics thing, if there is one voice, instead of listening to your overlord, dude with the blueprints, you listen to your internal one, and then all of a sudden there's nothing they can do to control a group of people who are thinking for themselves and taking their own initiative and direction from inside their own, you know, voice, whatever, wherever that, comes from, the force or whatever. Like, we could be all mystical about it, or we could just be like really kind of humdrum too about it, because I think you're exactly right. It's like, until we take the time for ourselves, you don't really even like, what are you going to what are you really going to be able to affect if you can't even take the time for that? And as I've like personally taken more time for myself, it's kind of been a difficult thing for me. I could easily wear myself out of time just by going after and trying to help other people. And then what have I done for myself but completely given myself, no time to develop. So I remember when I first made it a really conscious choice, I had just talked to a friend of mine, my friend Janine, and she was like, "You've got to start making time for yourself," she said. And she was right, and so I took that to heart. So I started doing morning pages every day for like a year. And I remember at a certain point during doing that, I I was having some dreams. One of which was, I was doing a lot of, like, I guess you would call, you know, um, integration of things, accepting parts of myself and things. So I had one dream where I was like going into this like nasty lake and just pulling body parts out, which were parts of myself. I was integrating. And then not too long after that, I had another dream where I was babysitting my parents' children, which are obviously both me, right? And so like the little girl at the end of the dream gave me like a big hug, and she just said, "Thank you so much," right? Like, so because I was taking the time to give myself, my inner self, inner child, whatever, was like, "Thank you. I really appreciate you doing that," and literally thanking me for it. So that was a pretty cool experience. And I just, yeah, I want to try to encourage people to do that as much as they can have time for. It's a worthy